Hello.
Questions for Wes?
Wes, with Irv missing some time, how do you feel about the tight end group having a chance to kind of step up here and prove themselves in that battle?
Well, it's good for those individual players. Anytime someone's dinged up, we all feel for Irv with how hard he's worked in the offseason to get to where he's at. But just gives other guys opportunities to get in there and show what they can do. We're excited about obviously bringing Johnny Mundt here. Ben Ellison has had a nice camp thus far. Zach Davidson is a talented guy that's getting better every day. We signed Sean Byer. So we got a big group of guys in there that are kind of vying for roles, and it'll be good for them to get some more reps and see kind of how that plays out.
Johnny most when you guys went
Well, Johnny's he's a smart player. He's always going to know what to do. He's physical in the run game. In LA, the players, the defensive players, start calling him Strong Hands Mundt because he will throw those hands, and it wasn't a pass game comment. So Johnny's physical in the run game. He's explosive as a runner, and he just kind of a guy that anytime he got his opportunity in real games, we started calling him the Bear Killer because it just happened that Higbee would be out when we play Chicago, and every time he got his opportunity, he just produced.
Pass catcher, is there?
Oh, he's never had an issue. Early in camp, he had a ball where he went up and caught it on the top shelf, and he's just a reliable guy that's kind of always done each phase, whether it's the pass protection, the run game, or the pass game. You just know what you're getting from Johnny. He's always been a really solid player, and I'm excited about him in a different role, seeing how he flourishes, with a few more ops.
Last year, there was a scouting report that came out that said that Zach Davidson was raw as sushi. Can you speak to his development from where he was to where he is now and where he needs to go?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to speak as far as what he looked like first coming in this building, but I did evaluate him coming out. He's a small school guy who kind of looked like he was running around playing against me, 11 of me on the other side. So he was pretty dominant at that level, but that's all you can be is be the best player, at your level. And he certainly was, and that's why they invested a pick in him here. A big, 6'6" guy who can bend and who can run. There's a lot of intriguing qualities. I think the physical aspect of playing in the run game against NFL football players is still something he's adjusting to, but he works extremely hard. He was here all off season. He was here during the summer. He's got the right makeup about him. It'll just be a matter of how fast he can develop, and when we get to these preseason games, how he performs.
How do you replace Irv's role? Does Johnny just step in and do everything Irv was doing, or how do you replace this?
Well, yeah, I think we've got a number of guys that are kind of vying to fill different roles, and it's not always one guy's going to take up the role that another guy leaves. It might be a combination of guys that end up filling that role. Irv is an explosive guy who can make plays, particularly in the pass game, but he's a physical guy in the run game as well. So it'll be hard to fill that role, but we'll give guys a lot of reps and we'll see how it plays out.
Coach, since you've been here, what stands out to you most about KJ? Obviously, he made a big jump from year 1 to year 2 and now going into year 3.
Yeah, KJ's a big, strong guy who is very smart, knows all the positions. He can move around. He can do some of the dirty work in the run game. And then you see kind of a big physical-looking guy for kind of a slot receiver, at least where we've had him in the first group. But he'll surprise you and run by you as well. I mean, he's a 4-3 type guy who can really run as well. So, there's a lot of things to like about KJ, and he's a hard worker, and he's continuing to get better every day.
Is speed in the slot something that has become kind of a matchup advantages for offense? Because I know Irv Smith also took some snaps in the slot in the offense too.
Well, yeah, I think depending on coverages, you can get some matchups sometimes. You hear defense talk about you get in 3 receiver sets and they say, they're calling out, hey, they got speed of three, because in certain coverages, split safety coverages, some teams are asking that Mike linebacker to be the guy to carry number 3 vertical. So there are some advantages you can get against certain schemes. Other times, you might prefer a bigger guy inside. It just depends on kind of the scheme you're playing that week.
Wes, Kirk said last week that there was a route where usually he would have progressed to a different look, but Kevin was telling him to kind of take that first read. What does that look like where you're working with the things that Kirk does well, maybe also trying to reprogram certain things with this new offense?
Well, yeah, Kirk's got a lot of good history, playing in games, playing for a long time. And so, a lot of these concepts are similar to things he's done or even the same in some cases. But we may coach it, we may coach the read just slightly different or the details of it. Maybe for us, it's more of a high to low read where he's used to being able to take the underneath. Hey, it's there, I took it. Whereas we might want to let that thing kind of develop and progress a little bit. But he's been great as far as, especially from the spring and then transferring it over to the fall to training camp. He's been great at kind of adjusting to the way that we want to do things, and of course we're taking input from him as well with his experience.
Wes, if you guys don't get him back till week 1, what can you expect from early in the season?
Well, we'll just have to see where he's at when he gets back. I mean, the good thing about it is, from a lower half standpoint, I mean, he may not be able to catch balls for a little while, whatever that timetable is. But from a lower half perspective, he's going to be able to get a lot of good work in. He should be in shape, should be ready to go. I know he's hungry.
What have your impressions been of Kellen Mond just in terms of picking up the offense at the time that you've worked with him so far?
Kellen's been great. He's very conscientious. He's got really good arm talent. He can kind of speed it up and make throws, reactionary type throws where he needs to just get his feet in the ground and deliver. He's very diligent in his preparation. And he's improved in his fundamentals. There's some things that we were working with him in the spring as far as footwork, on drops, throwing to his left, different things. And I could tell that he put a lot of time into it during the summer because he came back and he had fixed a lot of those things.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks.